Hello everyone, welcome to Astro Reader PH and thanks for dropping by for some astrology. This week is all about meditation, rest, and escape, but it's also about the reflection, closure, and healing that we have to go through before we move on to new beginnings next week. As you know, there's a lot of Pisces energy going on right now. Neptune in Pisces is still combust, and each day that goes on, Jupiter inches closer to it. A combust planet goes overdrive, haywire, and when it's Neptune, we may expect to see a huge emphasis on things like confusion, addiction, disorder, disease, illusions, escapism, deceptions, mysteries, and maybe even some suffering. But on the positive side, this can also boost our creativity, spirituality, and leisure time. As I said in my last video, it may feel like we're in a fog of war with everything right now. It's like we're in a void or in a dark room fumbling for the light switch. With Pisces energy, things can get really hazy. Mercury is also fresh into Pisces now, which could feel starkly different from Mercury in Aquarius last week. In Pisces, Mercury is not as logical or analytical as it might want to be. It becomes a little subjective and symbolic. So this is great for artists or spiritual people, but perhaps a little bit of a challenge for programmers or business people. Mercury in Pisces is also a meditative energy, so we could find ourselves reflecting on things more now. Just be careful not to overthink things, because there could be a lot of emotional baggage when it comes to our thoughts. Our minds may feel a little tired, so we may not be too focused on the details and day-to-day tasks too much. It may feel like our minds want to escape or go on vacation. Mercury in Pisces attunes to symbols, so we could be immersing ourselves in movies, music, art, books, shows, or games now. These things could help us reflect. You may want to pay special attention to your dreams as well. You could find a lot of hidden messages there. It's a great time to expand our knowledge on faith and spirituality as well. Personally, I've been rereading one of my most favorite books on mysticism. Here's an excerpt from it. What you lack is not in your possession or at your disposal because you have not attuned yourself to it or have not attracted it to yourself. Affirming that you have it when you do not have it will not attract or manifest it. When it comes to communicating, our language may be more symbolic and indirect now, so there could be challenges if we are used to more direct and exact language. Things could get hazy as well when it comes to mental tasks like errands, thinking, logistics, business, transportation, documents, and the like. So maybe that's why we see events like this come up. Also, it looks like the price of oil has somehow settled down for now at around $100 per barrel, and I expect it to remain high at least until April. But I wouldn't be excited to trade in the markets now though. I've been seeing some confusion there since Mercury in Pisces. Almost like nobody really knows where things stand right now, so business is uncertain. Anyway, as Mercury draws closer to Jupiter, right around the 20th or 21st, all of this haziness blows out of proportion, which can translate as a chaotic mess or a spiritual awakening, maybe both. On the grander scale, however, we're also drawing closer to a grand awakening as we get closer to April. As I keep saying in my videos, April is a big month for revelations. April is when Jupiter conjuncts Neptune, and also when the solar eclipse in Sagittarius wraps up. These energies are big when it comes to disclosures, so we could have our minds blown over the next couple of weeks. We could become disillusioned as certain truths come out about certain things we thought we've been so sure of. In the weeks leading up to it, there must be this sort of mass confusion first. Since everyone is in the dark, we could fall prey to some sort of cult-like mindset, a blind faith sort of energy. That's what Neptune does. It can really muddy the waters and make it hard to see. But Neptune does this so that the truth shines more brightly when it's finally revealed. It's like right now, we're in the mist, but April may be when the fog clears up. So it's intriguing to see what comes up. But whatever it is, whatever truths may come out will be for the better. Sometimes the truth may hurt, but the truth is always good for us. Anyway, as a result of all of this, we could experience a transformation of our worldviews or belief systems. As I said in my solar eclipse video last December, just try not to hold on too tightly to what you think is true and you'll do fine. But don't worry about all this Pisces energy. The universe has a way of balancing floods of energy like these. For example, the full moon in Virgo on March 17 to 18 will allow us a welcome break from the mystical world of Pisces. Full moons tend to be fulfilling energies for wrapping up or ending things. So this is a period we could find ourselves wrapping up work or health matters. If you have errands or chores you've been putting off for a while, this could be your time to do them. And perhaps if you've been lax when it comes to your health, this could be a time to go on a diet or exercise plan, even for a short while. If you've been ill recently, you could use this period to recover or find treatments. And if the Pisces season has caused some disorder in your life, this full moon can help you find solutions or fixes. The key thing here is that Virgo energy is really adamant about restoring productivity and order to things. So this full moon can be a powerful balancing force for healing and restoration. Even more so because it's trine Pluto, the ruler of transformations. So in the big picture, this full moon could be a healing transformation in our lives, a chance to restore some order, efficiency, and practicality in a time of overwhelming confusion, disorder, and escapism. So if we're going through some challenges that seem to be impossible, hang on. For Virgo energy, there is no problem so complicated as to be unsolvable, and with the help of Pluto, we can perhaps purge the cause of these imbalances in our lives. That brings me to another point, which is that this week is an excellent time for endings. This is the final week of Pisces season, which means that next week the Sun enters 0 degrees of Aries, which marks the spring equinox and the beginning of the astrological year. And what the spring equinox brings is a powerful energy for new beginnings. So naturally, this week is a powerful period for endings. The final degrees of Pisces are potent, mystical degrees that somehow symbolize the end of the soul journey. It's a heavily philosophical energy where the soul delves deep into the universal mysteries of its own existence and reaches enlightenment so that it can finally dissolve into infinity, which is kinda symbolized by this scene in the movie, The Fountain. And when the Sun enters Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, it is symbolic of a new soul being born to start the process all over again, like a baby. Therefore, this week can be really powerful when it comes to asking deep questions and having deep reflections in our lives so that we can finally find some answers and move on. So we could be dealing with some emotional baggage now that we will release towards the end of the week. That's probably because next week's astrology will be more energetic in comparison. With the Sun moving into Aries and Venus and Mars squaring Uranus, we could have some eventful days ahead. So just sit back, meditate, escape, and try to make the most of this restful week, and next week we'll be moving on towards new things. And that's it. Thanks for watching the astrology of the week of March 14 to 20 for all signs. Please like and subscribe for more astrology. Thanks. Goodbye.